And I really should have done a video on what I'm doing here. It's an Oliver 770. I'm not sure year or whatever, but thing's been sitting here for about 50 years. And yeah, at least 45 years this thing's been sitting here in this spot and underneath trees and crap, so that's helpful. But so I got the cylinders all full of diesel. I have pictures of what they looked like before and after. I have used compressed air, blowing them out and crap. There's probably an inch of dirt in that cylinder, 3/4 of an inch in that one, and I think in this one there was about a 1/4 inch of dirt. The rest of them, this one was perfect. There was nothing in this one, and the cylinder walls looked perfect. Dirt and rust wise, we'll put it that way. I haven't checked for scoring or nothing like that. But these two, this one had like a mountain of tree shit in it because the manifold, the pipe broke off at the manifold, and it's just been getting rainwater and tree crap ever since. But I mean, it had a big mound of loose tree crap on it. Nothing was packed, nothing was solid. But I mean, you look around the piston ring gap, and now there isn't really one. So, oh well. But so I tried hammering on it with a board. The motor will not turn over at this point. I have drained the oil, or what you want to call oil. It was more gas than it was oil for some reason. So yeah, hopefully the gas kept water away from the bearings and stuff. I have since filled the crankcase full of diesel as well, so I'm going to let this sucker sit. I'm going to watch the fluid levels. If they drop, I'm just going to keep watering these around the edges to help break that bond. And if anything, I might, if I can't get the motor unlocked, then that's going to be a problem. Well, I mean, the tractor's just going to be scrap at that point. I just figured, hey, if I could get the thing spinning and maybe running and something, then so be it. But if not, we're not losing anything. It hasn't been used. It hasn't been thought of being used. It's just been sitting here with Mother Nature trying to claim it back to the earth. And overall, the thing's not bad. I mean, it's got surface rust and stuff, but nothing's even remotely close to eating through. I mean, it is just solid. So, I mean, surface rust, nothing bad. Just inside of the motor got her. And in reality, what could be done is, I suppose I could take the bottom end apart. I don't know if these sleeves pound through the top or the bottom. I'll have to look that up. But they do make a sleeve kit, or still, maybe not make, but they have a sleeve kit for this thing yet on the market. So maybe this thing will get a piston and sleeve kit, and see if we can get the crank polished and stuff like that. So I think it's only just if the bottom end isn't rusty. I stuck my Harbor Freight camera up the drain plug, which wasn't so revealing because it's Harbor Freight, and the thing, you know, it's like watching a YouTube video on 144p. So, but it did nothing with solid rust. I mean, the oil was pushed up, not to the full brim, but it was pushed up. So I'm hoping that kept the crank bearings and stuff in a relatively good state. The push rods did not look bad. The valve train was still black and covered in oil, so there was still oil sitting in the head. I mean, underneath the valve cover is very good, very nice, very minimal amount of water intrusion. I mean minimal, very minimal. So, I mean, alternator even still spins. Whoops. You get your finger caught in it. Water pump ain't frozen, so it's like, bring me back to life. And it's like, I want to, I really do. It's just a little bit of work getting the motor spinning again. I'm curious about how I'm going to go at this. I was thinking if I can get the motor to turn over, what we'll do is with the cylinders that are down where they are at, we'll send a bead hone in and clean the cylinder walls up, and then bring the motor up and do the same thing and just bead hone it as is and see what happens. And if nothing, then so be it. We'll do what we got to do, hopefully, to get this thing rolling again. I've never, obviously, I'm half 40, so just about. Well, I'm halfway through my 20s. So anyway, I've never seen this thing run. I've always used to play up here and shift the levers and stuff like that, and that probably helped that quite a bit to keep them from freezing up. But this one moves back and forth, but it doesn't go back and forth anymore. And then I busted the other one off on the other side, unfortunately, and I don't even know where that lever's at the moment. But I was going to have Dad possibly weld that back on. I sprayed some PB Blaster down here, and hopefully we can get her to... I know it's probably down inside here. And I cracked this open as well, this fill tube, and it is relatively clean inside. Look at that. Where's the rust? So that's good. Dry as a bone, but not too shabby. So I'm hoping that if we pop this cover off and stuff, that we can get everything to move free again. And like Chucky 2009 does, he fills everything with diesel, drives it around, and drains it, fills it with oil eventually. So thinking maybe, hopefully, we can do that. But one thing at a time. So yeah. But apparently the hydraulics were going out on this tractor. I don't know anything about this tractor, so it's just kind of a learning experience as we go. But yeah, even the rotor still turns, so that tells me a little bit. You could feel a little bit of a geat. I don't know, maybe that means nothing, but I didn't have to bust that loose or anything, so I don't know. Obviously, you're going to get the cam to turn, because motor won't turn. I tried turning it after I filled it with diesel just to see if maybe a little bit of lubricant, maybe. But radiator's pretty well shot. There's bone dry, and it just kind of looks like death, so. Yeah, anyway, I suppose. We can pop up here and see if the gauges say anything. Whether the gauges worked or not, who knows, but so maybe we'll have to find some original gauges for this thing. But I used to play with this thing all the time when I was a kid, and everything used to move, but obviously since I grew up and not around for years and stuff like that, haven't been able to keep her freed up. She was stiff at the time when I was playing with it anyway, but at least they were moving, so that was always fun. But I mean, look at this. Tractors just never die. They just never die. So, you know, you get the engine going again, and frick, maybe this thing will be brought back to life and used something else. But yeah, I'm really hoping we can get her going. This bucket will not be reused, most likely, because it's manual dump. But yeah, so just surprised after 40 some years of pure elements and it's in this good of shape. I only broke one bolt off trying to get the bucket off, and I had to cut all the hood bolts pretty much, except for this one and one other one came out. So surprising, that one, boop, boop, that one there, and this one, that welded nut must have broke off, but oh well. We cut her off and stick a new bolt in it one day, maybe, hopefully. So, heck yeah, it's just one thing at a time. Hopefully we can get her back to the way she was. Whether it's new sleeves, pistons, polished crank and cam, and hopefully the inside of the block's good, and I don't know. So we can get her spinning over at least, and maybe we can pull the engine and at least get that on a stand and gone through. And underside of the head is pretty crusty, I won't lie. 2 or 3 of the valves I couldn't even get to move. We're hitting it with my hammer just a little bit, but the rest of them you could get them to go down, but they wouldn't bounce back. So I don't know if you gotta hit it with a sandblaster or something and try and clean up the ports or what, but obviously I have a machine shop go clean the seats up and stuff, but I mean, like, the deck is fine, the head gasket ain't all that bad looking and whatnot, so kind of interesting. They had copper rings and stuff separating stuff, so interesting. Not too terribly bad. I wonder, this is copper. Look at that. I'm trying to bet that that's a copper gasket of sorts. Huh. Crazy. But I dropped some kind of ring seal of sorts. I don't know what that is. It was just sitting on a cylinder. I don't know if they've all got that or if it just came off the head gasket, but yeah, I don't know. I figure maybe we could do sleeves on this thing. It's just a gas engine, but still be cool either way to have a functioning tractor again. If you can do it with minimal amount of money, or just find a donor engine or something, but yeah. Well, anyway, that's all I know. That's all I got. It's just going to sit here for a little bit longer, and hopefully the diesel disappears into the crankcase, and we'll keep them 2 watered, and we should hopefully have ourselves a freed up engine in about a month or so. That's what I'm anticipating. So just keep every once in a while come out and give her a good whack and see what happens. So hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned if I'll let you guys know if there's gonna even be any more videos, but hopefully there will. I've been anticipating bringing this sucker back to life for a long time. Everybody's been like, it's gonna be locked up, and I'm like, I don't know. And to me, it doesn't seem all too bad. It's the cylinder. I think there's 3 really bad looking, not really bad, but 3 crusty cylinders. These 2 and that one. And I'm thinking that hopefully with the diesel up all the way, it'll help loosen the stuff on the cylinder walls, and that stuff will just kind of flake off or something. Not be perfect, but be better. I'm sure if the cylinder walls are rusted, it's just going to be no good, but yeah, new sleeves and pistons, but we'll see what we can get out of it. So hopefully that stuff is just superficial and not, baked in and whatnot. There is some pitting I noticed, but I don't know, like this piston looks perfectly fine. Got a dent in it or something from something. Maybe they all have that since that one's got one too, but I'm really hoping that most of the pistons look like this. 1 or 2 look like that. So I don't know. We'll see. But stay tuned either way. Thanks for watching. God bless.